Hey there! What are the significant similarities and differences between personality clusters based on criteria and diagnostic features? Well, we'll start with cluster A, which is the odd eccentric cluster. It includes a paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, schizotypical personality disorder, and then the cluster B would be the dramatic, unpredictable cluster, which includes antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. Cluster C would be anxious, fearful cluster, which includes avoidant personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. And then in cluster A, it's basically they're really in touch with reality, but they're also kind of scared to be around other people because of what their negative thoughts might be of them. And so it doesn't help them to get close to people. The dramatic, unpredictable cluster, they have kind of overlapping features in them, but they're also very heightened on their emotions. They have like kind of seemingly as an emotional instability in all of them. And then cluster C would be like the anxious, fearful cluster. They a lot of times can have somewhat overlapping features as well, but they're basically having um, like a fear of how other people see them. Maybe like also being embarrassed, risking, feeling of risking of being embarrassed or rejected type of thing. So, and then to move on, what do you think that are significant similarities in cluster B disorders? So they're known as a wild cluster, which the emotional instability is seen in all of them. And then also they're all have similar patterns. So, an unbalanced emotions, feelings of sadness, anger, dissatisfaction, irritability, emptiness are common. They're commonly misdiagnosed as like depression or anxiety instead of a mood disorder. And they have the tendency to have all kinds of negative emotions, uh, high neuroticism, low self esteem, unstable sense of identity, extreme sensitivity to rejection or criticism, lack of emotional thick skin, and that deeply wounded by slight embarrassment. The combo of emotional instability and poor self image is the root of all four cluster B personality disorders. And why would it be important to understand the differences between cluster C disorders? To have an accurate diagnosis is very important. The symptoms can overlap and they're crucial, to differentiate. They have better targeted treatment. An example for an avoidant personality disorder, they would want to focus on building more social skills. And then for a dependent personality disorder, they want to maybe have some exposure therapy or something to gain independence. So they are tailored to individual needs, and that's the importance here to have improved understanding of the disorders, which is recognizing the features of the disorders, understanding the sufferings that they're going through and the details, and distinguishing the overlap in symptoms to avoid misdiagnosis and having the correct treatment. Also, addressing comorbid conditions like cluster C often has a co-occurrence of other mental health issues. For example, there will be like anxiety or mood disorders. As a comprehensive evaluation is absolutely crucial to making sure this is treated properly. From a psychological viewpoint, can someone have co-occurring diagnosis with the personality disorders? If so, what are the combos and why? Yes, it's common for people to have the same disorder cluster, and it can be even in the same disorder cluster is what I meant, meaning someone can have traits or symptoms of multiple personality disorders and can meet criteria for more than one diagnosis. A common intra-cluster are combos of borderline and narcissistic, and an intercluster would be avoidant and dependent. An example would be they can include narcissistic, obsessive compulsive, borderline avoidant, and borderline dependent. And then lastly, the mixed personality disorder is in people that have traits or symptoms of multiple personality disorder, but don't meet all the criteria for one single one. If that makes any sense, they may have diagnosed be diagnosed with multiple personal or mixed personality disorder instead of multiple personality disorder. And thank you very much for listening.